6, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, I can't do that shit. And I don't never vote, cause I'm fucking broke. And either way, I know the police ain't gon' leave me alone. On a plane, about to visit Glen Rockney. Crypto told me I should bring the Glock with me, so I packed up my piece and I'm sliding. Cause we might get caught up in a riot. Middle finger Trump, middle finger Biden. Fuck a left, fuck a right, is you riding? Know you love to see it, dudes rocking. Ain't no politics, baby, we just talking. From the birds to the bricks, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. Who you with?
Oh, what's up, man?
What's good?
What's up, man? Well, yeah, guys, we decided that this was going to be kind of a something we need to do more often is to get the boys together to horse a little bit. I thought I'd set it off a little bit with a clip of, you know, you guys are a podcast, you guys are a brotherhood, you know, Rare Candy Brotherhood, you know what I mean? And I thought I'd bring in another dynamic duo to talk about their relationship dynamic. Very familiar to you two, probably, maybe not to our audience because our audience has really bad music taste, but this is Pimp C and Bun B of the great rap group UGK.
You know, people, I won't even say a group. It's the only reason two men can really call themselves friends or partners or homies. Can't start with lies, you can't build on lies, and you know what I'm saying, when it's all over, you know what I'm saying, can't be no lies a part of it. Everything between me and him, regardless of how we may deal with everybody else, I'm 100 with him. He 100 with me. That's the only way we gonna make it. And from the beginning, it's always been we. It ain't never been.
And watch this, Bun. I'm gonna say this too. These niggas out there think this shit is cool, but it ain't cool. Me and this man ain't never been butt naked in no room together with no hoes, pulling no orgy type shit or doing none of that whole ass shit you niggas out there be doing, thinking you doing some fly shit. Nigga, if you in a room naked with some other niggas and some broad, them niggas looking at your ass. And if that shit is gay, and you need to get on some other shit, me and this man got nothing but respect for each other. We ain't never pulling no train. We ain't no motherfucking freaks. We some family men. We getting it paper. You know what I'm talking about? And I had to put that out there, Bun, because a lot of niggas doing a lot of fugazi shit out here, man. You know what I'm saying? These niggas, they flip-floppy, they pitching and they catching with these boys, and they doing all this. So, and if you gay, that's cool, but be gay and come on out and be that. Don't be in front of us and acting like a straight-up G, and then you get over here and you letting these boys bust up your back. Because, you know, it's going to come to the light. And, yeah, I want to put that out there, man. This man ain't never seen me naked. I ain't never seen him naked. We don't desire to do no shit like that. We ain't going out like that. And we were wild young teenagers. And
we before that X, you know, that X, a lot of that shit fucking with a lot of these boys' heads. I don't know. Man, maybe they're using X as an excuse to open them doors that they really want to open. You know what I'm saying?
Where's Wheelock?
But, you know.
Agreed.
Needed to be
said.
said.
Basically, it's so funny listening to them because that's what a podcast is now.
Yeah.
Like somebody starts off talking about some completely other shit, and then the other guy's like, and just to be clear, but naked in a room together, busting up each other's backs and shit. That's podcasting.
I love it. No, and I love Bun B. And the people who didn't see the video, he's like, when you let somebody bust up your back, he just goes, yeah, like that. Absolutely. That's gay.
He went on like 8 seconds too long. You know, it's almost to where I was like, there's something hiding here? No, but I don't know.
No, and I like how there's clearly a rumor too. That's what I love about it. It's like they're much to everybody's, you know, I know a lot of you guys like talking. We're not gay. It's never happened. Not once. I've never even been naked. I've never even take my top shirt off in front of him. I just stay hot sweating with my sweatshirt on. I'll never even lose a layer around this guy. We're so not gay together, which is so true. That's how I am with all my guys.
Yeah,
because
I've never even been alone in a room with Kelby before.
Yeah, and nor should you.
Yes, no.
Yeah.
I maybe they're offered constantly by women too. I could imagine. Like it's like, hey, what if like both at the same time? And he's like, oh, you kid? What are you, a spy?
Yeah.
You know, what are you, the ops? Of course, you would love that if we both had sex and we're naked together in the room. Surely, yeah.
I gotta see his ass. That's Fugazi.
Yeah, Fugazi.
Yeah. Meanwhile, at this time, P. Diddy is just like baby oiled out, fucking, just straight up butt fucking Justin Bieber. Like
it's almost like every act of the last 8 to 10 years is implicated in something, strange. I don't know. It's just how the nature of the game. Don't hate the player.
Guess what? If you guys, I agree with him too, because it's like if you're doing that, I would prefer if I didn't find out. Like I'm tired of these exposés. You know what I mean? Because like we don't really have a lot of good rap in mass right now, and I'm wondering like, do we need to return? And I don't want to know. I don't want to see it. Don't put it on YouTube Live or something like that, or anything. Don't
how the
like
sausage
like
is made, dude. It's like kind of, it's like
exactly.
That's secret sauce.
Yeah. I'm kind of like, man, I've right now, it's so sterile right now. I'm kind of like, does that need to return? But again, there was only one UGK. I feel like they were outliers. I to be honest, betting markets, I feel like you do good odds. I bet you they did it once. Not like gay sex, but like had sex with women together in a room, and then the next day they were like, "That was weird, wasn't it?" Like that we probably shouldn't have done that.
That was
He's
a
like,
little
never
fugazi.
again.
That was a little fugazi.
You were gay as fuck during that. Like not me, but you were. You did the gayest thing of all time. I didn't do anything. I turned her towards the wall, and I noticed you didn't do that.
Yeah, I saw your ass, faggot. You let me see your ass. That's pretty fucking gay.
Fugazi.
I love fugazi as a homophobic term.
Yeah,
that's great.
What does it actually mean? Isn't it like fake?
Yeah, but it should mean gay. It has gay in the name.
Yeah,
it's like this. It's like this fool crazy and gay. This fool gazy.
Yeah. Fake and gay. It's fake and gay.
Fake, crazy, and gay.
It's fake and gay. That's instead of the online term, they're just like, we'll just combine it all.
Yeah,
just fugazi, and then put like an accent mark over one of the letters. I could see that.
Yeah.
It's like Fubu. It's like a line of Fubu. Fubu Fugazi. The Fugazi line that you could get.
That's what I was rocking.
So before we get too deep in the woods here, I will say, guys, you'll notice, towards the end when we're winding down, and it sounds like the time the episode, there's gonna be like 20 extra minutes. You're like, what's going on here? That's because we're debuting. I don't know what it's called or anything, but I read a short story written by Kelby Losack out of his collection, God is Wearing Black, which you can buy. Can you buy it? I feel like sometimes you can't just buy. You're like not allowed to buy your books sometimes. I feel like.
No, yeah, you can buy. You can
buy it
buy
now.
this
Okay.
one. Yeah.
But because I'm like, okay, you can buy this one. And it's a very, very good story, and it's produced by Nich Farrell, great audiobook producer. We had some fun with it, and it's available at the end. We will release it separately as well, but I mean, why not just experience it all? Within this time. So we're gonna go check that out. But David, the Hot on the Streets, your novel. I whenever I see you post, you're always like, yeah, my novel's like almost done, and then the next one's like, I deleted everything. So are you done with a novel? Where are we at here?
No, it's done. It's I sent it out to alpha readers.
Not me
Matt
though.
from Getting Lit read it.
Not me. I didn't get it.
I didn't send it to you.
Not an alpha reader apparently, but
I sent it to Sai.
I love it. I started it. I'm definitely gonna.
Sounds a little fugazi, little.
I mean, I'm honestly, I'm a little intimidated. What is this, like at least the 5th or 6th time we've all congregated at least? And I mean, I know you guys were some hitters. I didn't know we had some geniuses on our hand, dude. Because there's like, I listened to Kelby, I listened to Glenn read Kelby. Awesome work. The trifecta, obviously the story is incredible, really great. Glenn, great reading, and then also the production, amazing. It's like, whoa, like this.
Shit goes
people got to know about this, dude.
Crazy.
People got to know about it. Like, this is not. I know it's us, and we're hyping up our own thing, but it's just like not bad. And then JDO, it's like got some like Final Fantasy VIII shit going on here. I fucking love it, dude. It's wrapped me in. I love it, and it's I'm man. Don't sleep on Agitator, guys. Seriously, pick up.
No, Broken River, all that. Yeah.
I was I talked to Matt from Getting Lit. He's the first one who finished it all the way, and then another alpha reader came in and finished it. And the part at the end that I'm really worried about, Matt loved it, but he likes weird shit, so I was okay, that's cool. And then the other reader was like more close to what I'm expecting, where he was like, I was about to be like pissed, bro. I was like, why did he do this? What's going on? Why this close to the end? He's like, but then when I got to the end of it, I think you pulled it off. So we'll see.
Glenn wants to be the beta reader. He's not an alpha. Yeah,
I didn't want to be, but I guess I will be. If that's I'm so alpha that I'm willing to do that. I guess I always
pictured you as more of a sigma. You know,
That's even worse. I've been anti.
Glenn loves sigmas. He loves.
I'm binary. I'm binary, dude. It's alpha or beta.
Wait, you're not.
That's it.
No,
you're not. You're not Sigma.
I don't acknowledge it.
Glenn
as a
doesn't
real
believe in
thing.
sigmas. It's
I
a
don't
big.
believe
It's a
Oh,
big.
That's
RC
weird.
thing.
Sigma, like I said, Sigma is the type of thing where like your mom had to like call other moms to like make hangouts for you. It's like my child's a Sigma, but yeah, can you tell Johnny to talk to my son at school because nobody talks to him. Oh, he's a Sigma though, you know.
As participation trophy, you know, give this kid a birthday present at my kid's birthday.
Yes,
kind of vibe.
yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
I was definitely Sigma, guys.
Sigma Freud.
Yeah,
he might have been too. I mean, I think Prince and David Bowie are the only two actual Sigma males that have ever existed because like they were like truly everything alpha and beta combined to where it just, you created a secret third thing. But I think we're meant to just Bon Voyage. They both died in 2016, as did a lot of things. We're back, luckily, from all
we're
that.
so fucking back. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're so back. But I do not acknowledge Sigma male. I understand a lot of our audience as the chicken tender timer beeps on the microwave or something. I understand you might drop the tray, so don't grab it. Make sure you're sitting down. Not real. You're either alpha or beta, and it's fine. You can. I believe.
And let's be real. It's probably beta.
I do believe in trans alpha though. Like I do believe that you can go back and forth. It's
right.
You're
But
not.
you can have an alpha day and a beta day, basically.
Alpha hour, dude. I had a beta hour like 2 hours ago, but I'm back. So it is what it is. We're going to get you right back to the episode, but I just wanted to let you guys know of a few other things we offer at Rare Candy Industries. We have a Substack with free and paid subscription options. Free subscribers get access to all written content. That includes Bob's Red Pill. That's the best thing going on the internet right now. Trust me. Paid subscribers get full access to our premium episode feed. And that's just every episode we don't necessarily want to share with the general public, if you know what I'm saying. Again, that's rarecandy.substack.com. We also have merch. That link's a little long for me to say right now, but go to the description, go to our merch store, and find a shirt that's right for you. We have Rare Candy shirts, Dr. Bronner soap label shirts, Rishi mushroom shirts, all types of stuff there. Check it out. There's got to be something for you. And lastly, check us out on social media. On Instagram, we're Rare Candy Pod, but on Twitter, we're at Rare Candy Pod 1. All right, enough of that. Let's get you back into the episode. Yeah. So
like a hormone thing, serotonin. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah,
so true. But we are so back. We are so back that RFK got confirmed today. I can't believe it. I mean, I expected it. Ben told us. I thought by the time we did the Ben episode, it would have happened. But Ben was like, no, we got this, dude. And I thought there would just be some weird like pharma, old school like Iraq war ass like pharma Republican that would like join the Democrats on it, and it would thwart the whole thing. But he's back. And hoes are mad. Hoes are mad.
For no real reason, by the way, it should be said. Like, still waiting on any kind of like evidence or logic or actual argument about why it's a bad thing. But anyway, didn't mean to interrupt. I had to throw that in.
Hoes are mad.
Right.
Even hoes are so mad that even guys that aren't hoes will put on a wig and get mad about it.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll get into a room with their homies and watch each other bust up their backs.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's like Destiny, I think, right? Basically, that's like basically what Destiny does. Yeah. Every time with Destiny, there's like a new thing. I've never seen a minute of that guy talk, but I've heard that he's just constantly either being retarded or like doing weird sex. And I'm kind of like, I almost want to like, I gotta click on this sometime. Like it's almost working on me a little bit where I'm like, God, this could be fun to look at.
You're almost watching gay sex.
Almost. I mean, I've seen gay sex. I mean, come on. I mean, who hasn't seen gay sex before? I've watched all of Oz.
Never seen gay
I watched
sex.
all of Oz, dude. Oz is just gay sex. It's just literally it's a gay sex soap opera in prison, and it's just the guy. It's Mayhem from Allstate busting up people's back.
Gay sex to me comes across as like how toddlers see things or how babies see things.
Interesting.
As all like
okay,
little,
I'm listening.
just colored blobs. You can't really make out what's going on.
Real
Rorschach test. Kind of.
Yeah.
What's crazy is like girls sometimes kind of like it, especially when they're because it's kind of like guys with like, oh, what if there's a room full of girls and I just got to see the camera angle that's how girls, they have some weird thing where I don't know, it's weird where it's not. It doesn't.
You have to expand on that. What do you mean? Girls like this?
I think it's common that like some girls have seen gay porn and they think it's hot, especially when
yeah.
You know
No,
I mean?
for sure. Yeah. I've heard that, but those girls are always like I'm gonna go to the strip club and like be with all the strippers, and they are always like, you don't want to hang out with those girls. It's fun for like a second, but
it's also not real. It's
those are gamer girls. Those got to be the gamer girls.
Yeah, it's all that's performative. That's not real.
I feel like gay guys should call them out, dude. Gay guys should call them out for appropriating and watching. This is not your content.
This is our thing. This is for the boys.
It's like you know, like the Finding Nemo shark is like, are there any women around like watching this gay pornography?
Bruce. Name's Bruce. I haven't had gay sex in 3 days.
Smells like Fugazi.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I know. He is Australian, right? For some reason I had his boy. I turned him into
the blood. He smells the blood. He's like, oh, but it's just like cum.
the Duesberg hypothesis.
Yeah, there's that other shark where the fish skeleton comes out its mouth, but it's just like a little bit of cum drips down.
Just a dick skeleton.
Dick skeleton.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Sandy Hook.
Anyways, No, because I feel like. Anyways, shout out RFK. We're your biggest supporter, so hopefully you laugh at things like that. Rob, Bobby, you know, can I call you?
100% does. I know he's cool.
Sure.
Like you know how people used to think that Obama was like Batman and Joe Biden was Robin.
Yes.
There was this author who I was friends with on Facebook. He had a really good success writing these like Barack and Joe best friends forever books. These are real. Let me see if I can find them. I have to show them to you. But they like sold.
He paid bills doing this. He paid bills
doing this shit. Dude.
Wow.
And you know what? Oh, just picture in your head what that guy looks like.
Yeah.
That's what that's exactly what
gotcha. Because I'm thinking like, you know, you're at a nice dinner, right, with like your other writer friend, and like he's not doing so hot, and like your writer friend's like looking at the menu, and it's like, fuck, it's like $60 for a steak. Like, dude, I'm an independent artist, and the guy just goes, hey, it's on me. Black card. Like, pulls out the black Obama card. You know what I mean? He's like, guys, you don't understand. These things fly off the shelf. Nobody reads it probably. I guarantee people just bought it and didn't read it.
Right. Well, I think he did more than one, but yeah, it was just like they just went on adventures together, and they like Joe was always eating ice cream, and you know, I think Joe was like the bumbling sidekick, right? Mm-hmm. And Barack was always like, Joe, come on,
okay,
together.
This is that thing where because now libs are like, oh, Trump's a cult. We've never seen anything like this before. I was like, bro, they had like statues and shit and back like 8 years ago, and you forgot about this of that era. It was crazy.
Trump just has like eagle coins that you buy off Fox News. Like, it's not that like I just like it because everyone's like, oh, and they just don't know they're being caught. It's like everyone knows what he's doing. He's selling things.
Yeah,
he has a merch store, dude.
Dude, I saw this sick piece of merch. It was a whiskey glass.
Yes,
where they had melted the bullet inside of the whiskey glass, so it looks like the bullet is hitting the whiskey glass, and it's like his face, so it's like the bullet's touching his head. I was like, that is some crazy like Harvey Keitel Bad Lieutenant type marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking sick.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. I know. And people always go like, yeah, and then he's doing like this meme coin rug pull thing. I'm like, dude, who gives a fuck? Like, you guys literally think your elected officials are superheroes. Like, you guys think that they have cosmic powers. I mean, maybe they do, but not the good kind. I would listen to any story about that, but they're bad. Like, you literally think that the world is propped up, and like every day that there's these like Ghostbuster ghost things, like green things of like disease that your elected officials keep you away from. But guess what? We're letting them all in again. Like, you guys are gonna get sick.
That's a really good analogy. That is exactly what it is, because like I said, I've been on Twitter, and of course it wants to make me mad. So it just shows me like, you know, the dumbest people who are mad about US aid and COVID vaccines and all the people who went after my man over here. And I'm just like, oh, this is just how my brain works. I'm like, okay, let me let me look into this a little bit. Let me see where these people are coming. They're not coming from anywhere.
No, there's no. I know how you are. Like I'm a very perceptive person where I love to. It's like very like
theory
know
of
your
mind,
enemy,
you know?
know your enemy kind of person. Where I'm like, no, let me sit back and see if I can kind of do kind of a plot point by plot point way of how they got to where they are, like almost a biopic. I'm like, I got nothing, dude. This isn't like this is like one of those H.P. Lovecraft books that the guy opens up. He's like, I don't understand what's in this book. Like, and the guy's like, you're like, this person believes in nothing that I believe.
Like, so here's my question for you guys, and it's sincere. Do you think that these people actually believe this stuff?
Who's these people? Twitter?
The people who were yelling at you, for example. Like, I got the impression that they don't actually deep down believe it. I think I think they like being mean.
I've said it for a long time that a lot of people, especially when we know something to be so true, to where like if you're debating it like from the complete opposite side with no nuance, like you're probably just being a dickhead. And I honestly think that these people don't have politics, they have enemies. They have platitudes that they cling to, but then just enemies, you know. And for me, I have things I actually believe in, so that it's a completely different mindset, you know.
Yeah. One of my favorite tweets was like you quoting somebody today, like that guy has the Bugs Bunny cowboy. Like that's another thing these guys think is cool, is like old Looney Tune shit. I don't get that. But like he was like, if you think that RFK is cool, I think you're like Teddy Roosevelt dumb, which I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, is he dumb? I thought he was hella smart.
And then
I think he's saying is like
you were like, that's fine. I'm still excited.
No, I'm fine for that to be the trade-off because we won. So I'm like, we won. You conceive. Like, there's a lot of people right now on the internet that don't know how to win. And when you win, you're kind of like, well, we still have to be in the trenches. Like, no, you don't. You can let these people be mad as fuck. Like to be
4
honest,
years.
4 years. I mean, you know, we'll see what happens. You know, it might even be longer if dude.
I think it's a dynasty.
Yeah, I think we're talking. Yeah, it might be interesting. Well, whatever. I just mean for right now, there's a lot of people that are like trying to these people are this mad because they're like it's their form of blackpilling is just piling up on somebody that they think is more retarded than them. They try to find somebody which is funny with them doing it to Sai because Sai has like our IQs combined as his IQ, and I'm always just like, well, if you want to call him a retard, like, dude, I fucking said carotid artery wrong. I said carotid the other day when I was reading it out loud.
Sai posted a link to like all the lawsuits that Farmwood had, and the guy was like, I don't understand what this means. It's like,
dude, it's so crazy. And you know, we don't have to go deep into this, but it is. I mean,
would hate to do that. Yeah.
I don't know. I think they have enemies that they need. I think that's part of it. When you leave that plantation, you like Glenn always says, like, if you question the second you kind of question it, you're not whatever they are anymore. You know, you're already out of the club.
It's their rebar. It's like a rebar for them to just be like, nah, I'm right. Because like 50 million people said the exact same thing as me, and none of us know each other or anything, but like we all assemble to make fun of the guy with the manatee logo.
And also, and I think I was like, this thing happened. They killed a dad because because he wouldn't get this gay COVID shot. And then I actually didn't know it. It happened to a bunch of other people. And then recently this 12-year-old girl thing that came out. So I only knew about the dad because the picture was burned into my mind of like him with his family, his wife and 3 kids, beautiful family, right? And it's like, God, these people are sick, dude. And so their whole thing is, no, that's actually good that they did that, you know. And it's 2025 and they're still doing. And I think it's concentrated. I think a lot of people have left that kind of vibe. Even people that were, ironically, a lot of the older boomers were kind of like, okay, I fell for 2 shots and I'm done, you know. But the younger, like our generation or Gen X, like Chapo, dirtbag people, they stayed and it became like extra concentrated because everyone else evaporated off. So it's just ultra mean and evil and retarded with no redeeming qualities or factors, like, whatever. Yeah.
It feels like around the Bernie days, the Chapo days is when this was born, when it was invented, this idea that if you were just really nasty to other people, you could kind of affect political change. Spoiler alert, that didn't work. for anything that they.
That's why it's not that bad to me. I mean, I realize he's the one getting piled on and on me, and if it was me, I'd probably be real pissy about it. But I was kind of just like, this means nothing to me.
And they're not funny.
In 2021, I got legit scared, and when people were like talking about this, I was like, oh, they might actually like blow dart my ass in fucking a store sometime with mRNA. Like it was a non-0% chance in my mind. But now I'm like, oh, actually, most people think you are subhuman when you talk like that. I actually still view you as human, but like you haven't presented the best evidence as such, you know, like to say that that's the case. I don't know. I people are, and there's the other people who are like uber based that when I say we won, they're like, won what? I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
we won. We got the fucking children's health defense guy in power right now. Like, I'm sorry. And then they're gonna say, well, if he doesn't, you know, rig all of the vaccine laboratories with bombs, then it's a failure. I'm like, no. There's like 3 things that need to happen for this guy to like really, you know,
set it off,
stick his feet in, then the rest of it is going, because again, America's already waking up. It's already like there's already a little bit of probable cause for a lot of people to kind of really jump onto our side there if they haven't already. But I'm always like, no, we won. Like, and it's at some point, like, you know, the other team tries to do some weird trick plays against you to get back in the score, but you just look at it and you laugh at it. And I'm sorry, these are people, again, I would say that there's a lot of HRT, a lot of hormones happening in all this. I get it, because I will say if that's what was keeping me alive, in my opinion, right? If that's what was keeping me alive, in my opinion, I would be probably the biggest foot soldier for pharma of all time. No, like, because like there's everyone knows the 40% kind of the rate for going down that route and stuff, and people have many opinions on what does that or what's, you know, causes that. But at the end of the day, it's like you realize like this person really has doubled, tripled, quadrupled, however many duples you've done on keeping that facade up. Anytime somebody comes in and says that, they really have to, like, Game 7 of the World Series take you down. And to me, they've outed themselves, man. Like, they're the people that don't evacuate during the hurricane. Like when they're the ones that go down with the ship. Unfortunately, the people that don't leave hurricanes a lot of times believe in God and are like, well, fuck it, it's time to meet God. They're like, time to, I don't know.
Yeah, meet Reddit mod.
Time to meet mod.
Meet mod. Capital M. No, but
this guy and it's an orange Reddit face robot, and you're like, I'm coming. I'm coming.
No, but you guys probably saw the screen, like the selfie of like the MTF Velma, you know, the meanest one that was kind of going after. And I'm kind of, and like a lot of our side kind of was like, haha, got you, you know, and that's fair, whatever, because they were being a total, like, beyond being a dick, just being like a insane psycho. But whenever that popped up, it was honestly just, not to sound condescending, but it just makes me sad, dude. It makes my heart sink. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what teams are we on? Why are you fighting this? Why are you fighting for this side? You know, it's like, it must really be a sad life, dude. I'm not trying to sound like a dick.
It's people who are willing to sacrifice actual children so that they can live in perpetual childhood.
Yeah, talking about you're blaming parents for not putting mRNA tech a bunch of times into their child, and they're awaiting a heart transplant. And it's like this modern medicine gotcha. Like, you're not allowed to receive any modern medicine if you didn't get the most moderna one. Like, you know, like the actual modern one, the one that was made by a furry out of like a failing shell company. And if you didn't take that, which again, maybe they're like, yeah, based.
I was just picturing the furry letting COVID out and going like,
no, you know that. You guys know that's not an exaggeration. Glenn is not. That's literally how Moderna vaccine came about.
Yeah, no,
it's furry invented.
It was a furry?
Yeah, it's made by
that's not that's not like a joke. That's not an exaggeration.
Yeah, we had an episode called Maferna, dude.
I missed that part of the plot.
That one got.
And they're on Twitter. They were on Twitter for a while.
Yeah, they have like a Twitter account and everything.
It's like, I'm the furry that invented.
Yeah,
it's literally.
At first I thought it was like Ponyta from Pokemon. I was like, oh no, that's something. That is not the case. And but yeah, it was made by that, and you know, again, they did say it was maybe that's why they keep saying it came from animal origin.
It's like just
animal
level
origin.
Animal
origin. The scientist just has like a horse helmet on or whatever. I don't fucking know. One of those big mascot outfits.
The big plastic horse faces you used to see in like
BoJack Horseman. Just BoJack Horseman.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Yeah. Anyways, you guys see how happy I am right now because that was like actually what people worshipped for a while. And I think even then there's just a last vestige of these people that again maybe they do feel like truly marginalized at this point because they're like, now look at everybody. Now the power dynamics are truly there. Yeah, they are. So take some reishi. We'll make you healthy. Like we'll help you guys out. Like truly, any of those people that would be like, hey, maybe the Velma thing, like maybe that's not for me, and we would help you.
Yeah,
I mean, I would laugh at first, but we would help you.
We would never let you forget. But it's
dude, can you imagine though, like
normal, watching the game would be like, remember when you were fucking gay?
So, dude, you still have those heels, dude, or what? Like, you look
that's
great,
the price
dude.
of admission to be back with the bros, dude. You got to take a little, take it on the chin a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Yeah,
but also, I'm down for literally one MTF to be anti-vax, dude. I would be best friends.
I think it's the one that nominated for an Oscar.
Amelia Perez,
Carla Gascon or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, tore it up.
Did y'all see any of that movie?
No.
Which movie?
Shit.
Amelia Perez.
I heard the clip from Tim Dillon's show where the song is like sex change, penis and vagina.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this South Park? Like, what the?
It literally was a South Park aping. It felt like it was very much like a Trey Parker, Matt Stone thing. Well, because I guess the premise of the movie, I haven't seen other than that. I've seen that clip, but I thought that was fake. I thought that was like some weird SNL like kind of sketch that just floats out there. But apparently, I started seeing my wife and I were watching. I think the Golden Globes were on, and they were just like that movie was nominated, and I think it won once, and then all of a sudden like it won. And the lead actress popped up and was like, I'm just so happy, like fucking
thank you so much.
Yeah, it's like just Ray Lewis, dude, just out there, like and was just like, but no, it's this person is from some Central American country or South American or something, and people were like, oh, it's cool that like a trans person is nominated for Best Actress. Like we got like we're winning. Kendrick Lamar killed the Grammys, or that Super Bowl the Grammys, and then we've got this, So like now we can truly resist. Like the entertainment industry's got our back, and but then somebody found the old tweets, which is so funny because it's such a like I keep bringing them up, but like a Lovecraftian thing. It's like why would you look at the old tweets? Like if you were like truly were like we got a trans actress that like is gonna win. Like if you were like. If that was your Super Bowl, like, why would you care what that person said 4 years ago? Like, it can never be good, like from what you believe.
These old
right
tweets
now.
make this even better. Yeah, you got.
Dude. But it was like, first off, George Floyd fentanyl stuff, like all of that, like just first off, it was even weirder because I'm like, why did you trans out? Like, it's so strange. But there's like. I'm trying to see the old tweets, dude. The old tweets are crazy, but they were all in Spanish. So like people, didn't see them at first,
she said something like, "I'm here in Spain. Like, why has this become Morocco or something like that?" There's a lot of anti-immigrant stuff.
Welbeck-esque, yeah.
Welbeck-esque, yeah.
It is a Welbeckian premise when you think about it.
Actually, yeah.
Dude, the next Welbeck novel needs to be about this.
Before I forget, you guys mentioned Kendrick Lamar. The funniest thing I saw about that was a sincere post about it, where it was like, you guys don't understand his halftime show. It's all a puzzle. He made the stage with like a PlayStation controller. I was like, what?
Yeah. I saw that one.
Was that a puzzle?
and Gamergate ruined the country. So, Gamergate, the gamers really are alt-right. So he's really commenting on gamers being in 2018, she tweeted this about Hitler. So here we go. This is the same old story. Quote, black slaves and women go to the kitchen. It's my opinion and it should be respected, she wrote. I do not understand why everyone is making a world war against Hitler. He simply had his opinion of the Jews. Well, that's how the world works.
I love the last line. The last line is what seals it. Well, that's the way the world works.
Dude, hey, honestly, because Hitler could have transed out for sure. Like, if that was a thing back then, I could definitely see it. Like, because he, painter, like
major faggot.
Yeah, yeah, I don't like the guy. I mean,
like meth drug addict, very
and so people are calling for Zendaya to be nominated over her now, which transphobia, dude. Honestly,
yeah. I mean, it comes down
honestly,
to it.
yeah, because
what would she be nominated for? What'd she do?
Challengers. I like Challengers. I thought she was really good in it too.
Oh, that looked like a good one.
It's very good.
I
really liked it.
Seems like no one from our sphere didn't like that movie. I didn't see it yet.
It's a really good movie. It's the best sports movie that's come out in many, many, many years, and it is a sports movie, like a true sports movie. So, I really liked it.
JDO, about the Kendrick thing, real quick. Yeah, because I'm famously bad at not finding deeper meaning in anything. I'm just like oh yeah, that thing happened, and
you're on your
I think so. I think I'm not the. I'm way too autistic for that shit, and not in the good, where it's like it has to be exactly what it looks like, kind of thing. But yeah, I clocked like all whatever things immediately, just watching it live, like off 2 beers, and I'm like, what? First of all, it's just not the venue to be making all this hidden message shit like at the Super Bowl,
But then what is, Cy? What is the venue? I'm sorry, is it not for your white ass? Is it not? Is this just the wrong time? Do you want to watch your sports ball?
I'll never get it. Yeah, exactly.
I would point you though, if you go back in the archives, Chris Knowles, dude, he's always done deep, in-depth he always relates it back to that chick from the Cocteau Twins and mermaids, but he sees the symbols in every Grammy show, every Oscars, and every Super Bowl halftime show. So he finds it. He's always like, oh, red dress, Whore of Babylon. Like he's good at spotting all the different stuff.
What was Janet Jackson's nipple? What was that supposed to be?
The Eye of Saturn.
Eye of Sauron.
Yeah.
Sauron.
The coming storm.
It
was a coming storm, all right.
Yeah.
Dude,
that was the early days of DVR.
Yeah. Dude, when that happened, I legit, because I'm not like, I like the game, so that was my time to get up. I missed it.
Damn.
I missed it live. So I was like, yeah, dude, I'm never gonna. And then like the next 2 years, it wasn't that sick. Actually, no, that's not true. I think the next year might have been Creed's halftime show, which was sick. That was Thanksgiving. So no, it wouldn't have been. Yeah, it wouldn't have been. I don't know, because I missed it, and everybody was like, "Dude, we saw Janet Jackson's titties." And I was like, "What?" Like the one fucking time I got, they're like, I'm like, oh, what do you like? They're like cleavage or something. They're like, no, like nipple, dude. Like it was. I was like, what? And Justin Timberlake did it because he's racist. Because he's racist. But yeah, I just remember like the symbolism. You're right, like the symbolism stuff used to be cool, because I used to work with like Illuminati black guys that used to break down the Beyonce videos and be like hypercritical of them. And it was fun. I was always like, what do I do with this information? Like I'm always like, what is this? Like what is it? What's happening? He's like, well, it's obvious. I'm like, is it? Because what is happening here? Like, and I think it was just fun for them to dissect. I think it was just fun, like a fun exercise for them to dissect. I don't know.
I think the best answer I've seen for why they do that is because there's this concept that in this kind of occultism or magic, you have to tell people what you're doing before you do it for the magic to work. You have to kind of like get their permission, like a vampire having to be let in before it can come inside your house. Like they have to do this like sneaky consent via the Super Bowl to allow them to but I mean, like if you do look at the past decade of satanic shit that we've dealt with, kind of makes you wonder, right? Like were they subtly allowing us to get used to like jabs and shit like that, not through like the dancing needles on the Colbert Show, but through like Lady Gaga in like a weird crown thing representing some kind of mermaid creature that was gonna turn you half human, half fish. Made sense when I thought of it at first, bros. I don't know what to tell you.
That's why I know, but like I have this conversation a lot. It's like, it's not that I don't believe you. Like I agree that imagery is there, but I almost wonder if there's a a reversal of the chicken and the egg, where it's like they realize there's a lot of people doing this, and they'll be like, hey, that's actually a sick. Like maybe we'll just like put these Easter eggs out.
Right.
There.
Like I wonder about the Wilson from Castaway. You know, like you see Ellen DeGeneres in the hoodie with like the red Wilson face.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z's got the same hoodie.
Oh, that's like a pedo thing or something.
It's a pedo thing, yeah. Which there's plenty of. Was it Jamie Lee Curtis that had the picture? Like she was doing a Zoom, and it was just in her study, and there's like a picture of a naked kid in a box on her wall, just like where you would normally see like cat posters and shit. Like she has torture porn on her walls, like
Just crushing a bunch of digestive yogurt Activia and looking at her child pornography on the wall. That's such a gig for an actress though. Like just like, hey, I know the roles are drying up, but we got something. She's like, what is it? Shit yogurt. You interested? And she's like, yeah, you betcha. I'll do it for free, Activia. And because Lady Gaga does the satanic imagery, as you were saying, but also does Crohn's disease commercials or whatever.
I like the lady. Those are cool because they're like legit pharma ads. You know, they're like just with Lady Gaga. It's kind of tight. I like the aesthetic. Yeah.
What do you think is happening with Crohn's disease, Si? What is that? What is Crohn's disease?
Yeah, it's just like anti-inflammatory or autoimmune disease of your bowels. You know, to where you eat shit and you're just,
but it is inflammation, right? Like if you were to take turmeric or whatever, you'd be good, basically.
Yeah, I know a guy. I follow a YouTuber, Vegetable Police, who's one of the funniest guys. Seriously, I swear to God, this guy is like peak. He's like a comedian as his real thing. So his whole he's famous for healing his own Crohn's, but he vacillates between like hardcore veganism and raw veganism and full carnivore, and so obviously when he first switched, and I love that. I love when people do that. But when he first switched, all the vegans attacked him and clowned on him. So he has all these orbits of audience, and he's very self-aware and makes fun of himself. I swear, check it out. He's a comedian. I would love to have him on the podcast. Vegetable Police. He's hilarious. He's like this autistic Canadian dude. And but anyway, he has ironically he has like a lot of good information on Crohn's disease and all that stuff.
I had another question. What is this methylene blue stuff?
Yeah, I don't think it's for me. I haven't looked into it. It's like a synthetic dye that was used originally for clothing, but now it's for it has a ton of medical uses like staining and imaging, but it also has a very strong medicinal effect where it's like a crazy. It's almost like an SSRI, like an MAOI inhibitor. And people are really into it on X, on Twitter, obviously. And it's weird. There's different, you can do like a super light dose. And people say that if you get the dose dialed in right, it's like a real crazy brain nootropic where it makes you, people say that's like really sociable and quick-witted at parties and stuff like that. It's kind of like one of those things.
I don't need
that. But then people take it really far. I think the Wikipedia page, they'll do Alzheimer's treatments where they'll literally pump it into your brain and they'll give you autopsies after you die from Alzheimer's, and your brain is bright fucking blue, like
David Cross in fucking Arrested Development.
100%. Yeah, check it out. No, and what's funny is I don't think the treatment worked, but RFK was going hard, so he's like a heavy. He did like 2 fat squirts in his water.
I saw that. I was like, what is this stuff?
I love it. He dealt with those women yelling at him all that time, dude. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like a shield. Yeah,
you might need a double cup,
dude. I just love that even the stuff that I clown on or that's not for me or whatever. Like, I love that RFK is at least knows people on Twitter that are like, here, bro, take this clothing dye, and he's like, yep. Yeah.
Which is funny because gotcha I didn't think I actually saw. Maybe I'm sure it happened, but like he's trying to ban like a lot of food dyes. Like I thought that would have been a great Trevor Noah softball. I guess some dyes are okay, some dyes are all right, but my fruit punch Gatorade that I love so much, that's going away.
I love all the gotchas because like you'll see them and they'll be like, wait, so this is okay but this isn't, and it's like, yep,
that's how it works.
Those are 2 different things.
No, I honestly I think RFK, we should go back to like Joaquin Phoenix Gladiator days where they just show him something and he just goes like this, thumbs up or thumbs down, and then that's banned.
Wait, so you're saying like 1 Tylenol's okay, but 15 Tylenol's not okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy. The Tylenol thing is because a kid will get vaccinated for, MMR for like, or they'll get, they give like fucking 8 of them in one wellness visit, and then the mom will they'll be like, oh, give your kid Tylenol if they're having a fever after the vaccine, which happens all the time, and then the Tylenol will prevent your body from detoxifying the metals with glutathione, and so it's like it is fucked up, the Tylenol thing with the vaccine thing. But my whole thing with RFK is like you could literally have like a coin flipper go in there and flip coins and be like, we're banning this, we're not banning this, and just by random chance alone, where our health would improve. Like seriously, like just by throwing darts at a board, like it would be that. So the fact that the one thing I am worried about is them doing some gay measles psyop, and blaming him.
You gotta destroy gain of function
80%
immediately. You have to destroy it immediately. That's the one thing is I would televise it like the Iraq War back in the day of bulldozing the gain of function labs. Yeah. I literally think you should televise it.
Executing Fauci on live TV. That would be
good. And I don't think that's gonna happen.
The way we did Hussein. Yeah.
It would be sick, dude. SEAL Team 6. Can you imagine? If you see
or just like a death by a beagle, like a Scott, box sets kind of thing. Just like let them, just let them loose.
Raiding Fauci's place is probably like Saddam Hussein's palace because Saddam had all those posters of himself everywhere, and Fauci is the same thing. It's just the sterile, like gray granite kitchen island version of Saddam Hussein's palace. But I could totally see like if there was like GoPro footage of breaking into Fauci's house and taking him out. Like I'd have that plan on a loop all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think we should do to the libs is just put them on VR headsets where they can watch all their fantasies happen. You know what I mean? Like all the Trump getting arrested every day, Trump going to jail, Trump with like Vatos Locos in jail or something. Like just all AIs can do that. Right. And I just put them in there and we just swag out everywhere. Like we just do our thing and they can like, cause I don't like whatever. I just don't, I don't anticipate ever reaching them. It's taken too long already. Like the people that are just Russiagated hard, and all of that. Like I don't think they're coming back. So you might as well just Soylent Green and not kill them, but Soylent Green style where you're watching the flowers, and you're just your last kind of
I could see that. I think I do wonder about that often. Like like what would it get for me to change my mind about COVID? I'll put that question to you guys first. Like what would get you to change your mind about the mRNA vaccine? Like what would make you go, damn, maybe I don't agree with how it went down, but maybe it wasn't that positive.
Yeah, my thing, I could actually, I think there's a slight chance that it could have been a wet market thing and not lab leak, and that's not exonerating gain of function research or any of that shit at all, because they thought it was a lab leak, the people actually doing it. But that's my thing. I'm like 90% sure, but probably 90, 95, 99. But
what if it was both?
What about you, Glenn? Yeah.
Like, what if it was both? Like, it was a guy that gets off of the gain of function lab and he's like, I'm starving, dude. I gotta go to the wet market. and then he walks the bat. That. Or he's like, ooh, free bat samples. And then he like grabs one and then out of his bag, like Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Like those Spider-Man things with like a petri dish falls out and he goes, oh no, and then it's just like everywhere, and then they're like, what happened? It didn't look like anything happened. He goes, oh yeah, nothing
gong
happened.
Sounds in the distance.
Yeah. Hey, and then everyone's like, well, why is that guy making such a big deal about that like case falling out of his bag? Oh, I don't know, he's probably crazy. And then maybe that happened.
They get back to fucking the bets. No, I can see that.
Exactly,
I can see that. But what do you think, Glenn? Like what for the vaccine specifically, guys? That's what I mean. Okay. Like what would flip you on the vaccine?
$20 million.
There we go.
I was gonna say 500.
I thought we were talking price tag. No, because I torture myself. I have too crazy of a conscience. Like I probably would just kill myself and not enjoy the money. Like I really would. I could, I could probably for like 2 months of fun and then kill myself. But to change my mind. Well, honestly, like probably it's tough. What if I met Fauci and he was cool?
Yeah, he was like,
I have
He's
a
like,
horror,
I love the pod.
no, because I said the same thing about Newsom. Because I said the same thing about Newsom, where I was like, people always say never meet your heroes. I'm like, yeah, but it might be worse to meet your villains and they're cool.
Yeah.
You know, like, because what if like Gavin Newsom was just like, what's up, faggot? Like, you know, you like go up at the
Newsom's
bar,
talking like Warriors playoffs runs, you know, he's like, dude, 2018 was so crazy or something, you know.
He's like, dude, he's like, you want to go over my house and listen to Roxy music on my sick ass system? I'd be like, no, dude, I don't. Yeah, I'm on my way. Yeah, let's go. And then and like that with Fauci, where you just like I'm at like a Washington Nationals baseball game or something, and I just like look over him, is that fucking Fauci next to me, dude? And he just like hands me a beer and he's like, what's up, dude? Like that, and he hands me a beer and we're crushing him and stuff. Like, I am an impressionable person. If I like you, I'll listen to you.
I just think that the reason why it's such a hard question to ask is because the premise itself is so flawed.
Yeah,
right?
No, it's impossible. It's literally impossible. I had to like have fun to make any sort of
like mRNA just like as a concept is a no-go for me.
Can you imagine if Kelby's book sales just like spike like insane, dude? I'm talking like they're good, and then there's just 1 month of just like Mount Everest like on the chart, and then it just sustains like forever, and we're just like, damn, dude, Kelby's like killing it, dude. And then we're like, damn, Kelby's going on fucking Rogan tomorrow, dude. This is gonna be so tight. And then Kelby's just like, dude, mRNA is so sick, Joe. I can't believe you get this. Like, how did you not get this, dude? Like, what the fuck, man? I can't believe you didn't die, Joe. Dude, I got.
I'd be like Mike Benz on USAID's website, like looking it up. There it is. 250K to Kelby.
I wouldn't even be mad. I wouldn't even call him out, dude. I'd just be like, I like it would be one of those ones where Kelby would have to have like a hand signal like he would do on camera and be like, oh, there's the signal. Okay, he's compromised. Like, we got him. Okay, that's good. It would be hang loose. I guess.
I always respect, honestly, like the money getters more than the fucking true believers, you know, where
that drives me insane. You get
dude.
no money. When people like expose a grift, I'm always like, oh, okay.
Like
you know, I'm always like, it's like people, it's like worse for some people. They're like, oh, and they're making money. I'm like, oh, but they're to me, I'm like, oh, they're making money. Okay.
Like, remember Rhonda Patrick, you know, that nutritionist on Rogan, who's like, all right, I guess, you know, and she's like, you know, like, I give my baby kefir and all organic, and then she went on Rogan, she's like, the mRNA is great. And then it came out, they're paying influencers, you know, X amount of money. I'm like, everyone's like, okay, that's what's happening here. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. She had a lot of good shit, like, I mean, basic stuff like vitamin D and C.
And she got clowned on hard.
For what, the mRNA shit?
Sorry. Yeah, immediately. It's like, you know, and that's what's kind of cool and also scary about this ecosystem is, you know, it's like if you go against your target audience, it's like white blood cells swarming to you know, it's like Trump being like, Warp Speed, Operation Warp Speed is cool. And then the audience is like, fag. I love that, dude. That rocks. Dude. That's amazing. Yeah, that's cool.
Everyone's like, no. It's like playing your worst song at the live performance. Like, nobody wanted to hear this song, you know? But I don't know. I feel like I really couldn't change my tune. And I'm one of those people, I can come off as very confident, but in my head, I'm always going, what if I'm wrong? Like, what if what if I'm just so wrong at this? Like, and I'm always looking for a way to kind of like reinforce my beliefs, like, or go the other way. Like, oh, I'll read something, I'll go, okay, maybe I'm. There's nothing. Like, there's nothing. It's we've never been more right about anything, and I guess it feels good that the rest of the country kind of believed it, because I didn't. If you asked me 3 years ago if I thought this would happen, I honestly didn't think so.
Somebody posted something. 81% of Americans got at least one shot. If that's true, that's crazy. I did not think it was anywhere. But thing is, I live in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people here who didn't get, and I don't care what your reason is for not getting it. Grace of God, you didn't get that shit. So it's good for me.
It was raining. You know, I was fucking couldn't get out of the house, but I love vaccines. Yeah.
But 80% is. But then I started thinking about it, and I do I'm like. My mom, not my stepdad. He said, "Nah, I got a flu shot once. It almost killed me. I'm not doing that shit."
Many such,
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Same voice too. I said, hell no.
Hell no.
That shit almost killed me.
But like my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, like
That's fugazi as fuck, dude.
That shit fugazi.
Yeah, I ain't never been in the same room as a flu shot naked before.
Checked it straight into your butt cheek, dude.
You let a doctor stick you in the butt cheek, you gay, you fugazi.
I don't care if it's testosterone. That's even gayer.
They got a good point, though. That is a fair point. But yeah, no, I started thinking just a lot of people I know who could fall on whatever side of the political spectrum. I think a lot of people just did it because they weren't fucking paying attention. They were just
what was black. That's what that exactly because like when you're on autopilot, what do? And I'm always like, well, a lot of people are on convenience mode and autopilot, and that's again, I believe in free will, but I also believe that when people are really comfortable and believe in something, or even just like give something the benefit of the doubt, they'll just do it a lot of times. And again, you still had to go make the appointment. You still had to go do it. Yeah, it's not like people like stumbled in and like found themselves like in a Kafka-esque maze of like CVS and were like, I guess I'll get a shot. People went out of their way to go do it because like they didn't want the hassle. You know what I mean? And a lot of people probably were like, nah, those people are crazy. It's not going to kill me like the people say it is. Like, there's a lot of people that go like, it might just do nothing. I think a lot of people thought it just did nothing. Not a lot. There's a lot of people that were like, no, this is what I need. My doctor said this, and I see the TV show, and society will open up again. But there were a lot of people that are going, it's probably nothing. I'll just get it.
And then a lot of those people are now like, I'm sick all the time.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's funny.
I never used to be sick.
Yeah. Well, my mom lives in Eastern Oregon now, where for a while now, where my grandparents are from, and it's all MAGA country out there, right? And
like Bend and she's like that.
Yeah, further than Bend, like Baker, and what's funny, my mom's like a hate clip now because she just like lives in MAGA country and watches MSNBC all day.
Persecution complex.
Yeah, exactly. But when I go out there, I'll like go out there, and her neighbor, she'll borrow a lawnmower from her neighbor, or have a guy come and fix a Jeep or whatever, and so I'll talk with those guys out there, and especially the older people. There's a ton of like MAGA Republican boomers out there that got the vaccine and they regret it and they hate it, but they all got it. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And that's why the push was so big. That's why, because there was like 40 new billionaires created from the COVID vaccine. Like that's just fucking gold mine, dude.
No, they didn't make any money, dude. They didn't make any money. They did that shit on GP, dude. They did that shit.
One of the comments that I saw, I remember in the pylon, and it felt sincere, but it was done in that like snarky, shitty way. And it's like, why should you take it? Because it has no fucking side effects and has saved millions of lives. And I was like, whoa,
that's crazy.
You live in crazy. Dude. That's, I mean, I would just encourage you to just look into that a little bit.
You have to pretend. That's the thing with the vaccines, is you have to pretend that injuries aren't real. Vaccine injuries are they might be real, but it's for the greater good, and it's extremely, extremely small percentage of people.
Eggs to make an omelet. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what do they cite? It's like, oh, myocarditis is 1 in 100,000 people, and it's mild, and you recover from it. And it's like, that's not fucking. You believe the cooked numbers? Like, of course you do, but it's not even close to true, And yeah,
but also like you figure like there's a lot of people that I feel bad for the people who like might feel like shit right now and then have that kind of Stockholm syndrome that keep rushing back, and that's a lot of people where they're like, I feel bad, and it's simply because I don't have enough pharma. And it's not even like they have like drug addiction, because at least you get high. Like it's like, no, you're like addicted to shots of things, or like, and like, anxiety medication that like maybe just I'm always like, man, it is crazy. It's like, you don't think like maybe 20 years ago, like people weren't just dropping dead 20 years ago when this wasn't life. Like people just really, they're like, you want to go back to the dark ages? I'm like, well, think about 30 years ago. Like, you know what I mean? Like you really saw just like 28 days later happening in the streets. Like you saw that. That's what was happening until we invented this stuff. And everyone's like, dude, it's not that serious. I'm like, well, you guys wanted to shut the world down, so it is that serious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys want to take my kid, so
the kid thing is crazy, dude. The kid thing is crazy. A 12-year-old kid, man, like 12 a 12-year-old kid denied what is it? Heart transplant? Was that what it was? It was a heart.
Yeah, it's a heart transplant.
Yeah.
She can't have it.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have the mRNA. And then I think somebody actually did and said, no, it's because she doesn't even have the flu vaccine, which is crazy. And then it's like, no, that makes even more sense than the COVID one, honestly.
That's been the most optional vaccine of anybody. Like everybody just thinks you can get it or not. Who cares? Whatever. Like,
and that's what Kelby's saying is true, because like even when you go to get it, if you were to ask like literally any pharmacist, is this gonna work? They're like, there's an A and there's a B, and we guess, and sometimes we get it right and sometimes we don't.
Yeah, and this idea that like all the dirtbag leftists are saying, this is the doctor's orders, and you need to do what the doctor says to get a transplant, because they don't want to waste a heart on someone that would smoke 10 packs a day, right? That's the same thing. And it's like,
so on you, they wouldn't waste a heart on any of these dirtbag leftists.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, it's legit. You're arguing. First of all, like, what you're following these gay doctors. Real famously, no one has good experiences with doctors or hospitals. We all go and we hate it. Yet we're following the rules now. You know, it's just it's so trite. It's so basic and weird.
Can you imagine if you're like, hey, guys, we're going to fucking kill a billionaire. You guys want to go hit the fucking CVS real fast and get a flu shot? Yeah, dude, let's do that first. We're going to go kill the healthcare CEO right now, dude. Let's go get vaccinated first.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, let's get him sick. Let's get the billionaire sick. You know, like I would be sadistic.
Dude, I listened to that Mike Benz on Joe Rogan, the newest one. And a question that I've always had is how people fell for this shit so hard, but not just in America, because I get that because we have pharma commercials and we're completely pharma controlled, but across the whole world. But he really lays it out in this with the US aid.
Who's Mike? I don't know this guy.
Yeah. Mike Benz is he's the guy who has spent all of his time since 2016 looking into NGOs and how American soft power works throughout the world. So he does deep dives into USAID basically, which is why Joe brought him back on, because of the recent defunding.
Right.
He goes through like where all of this money is going. And it's not like the cute sound bites about trans operas or whatever. It's like, no, USAID is basically like, the way he puts it is that when an operation is too dirty for the CIA, it goes to USAID. Right, because those are the guys who can make the money seem like it's going to one place, but basically completely disappear. He goes into a long rant about how when the U.S. wanted to sow dissent in Cuba right after the Arab Spring, they wanted to create their own Twitter. So USAID basically earmarked funds to go to refugees from Pakistan and just literally use that money to hire spooks to go into Cuba, recruit tech people to create this Twitter knockoff that would like tell you shit about hurricanes or show you sports, but also low key like start showing you how cool capitalism was and how like you really needed to maybe kill some people, right? Because you got to get the sick stuff. But with the COVID stuff, what was so illuminating about it to me, because I've always had this question about how did this take over the world? Hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars from USAID went into propaganda campaigns, not just in NATO countries, but basically in every country that was receiving this aid, which is basically the world at a certain point, minus a dozen or so countries. And so once I kind of heard that, I was like, oh, that's why all the talking points were the same, right? I'm trying to think of places that were different. Like New Zealand got it the worst, I think. Australia a close second. The UK would have been third on that. Like basically like Europe in general, except for base Portugal. Like the only country really that I can think of that would have been receiving some of this that actually did the right thing were certain provinces of India, where they just literally sent every citizen a Z-Pack and was like,
ivermectin.
If you get sick, take the ivermectin, take the Z-Pack, and you'll be good. And that region, it wasn't Donbass, that's a Ukraine thing, but I think it was a D letter. That region,
Uttar Pradesh too, right? Uttar Pradesh is another one.
That's what I'm thinking of. So not a D.
But I know that one of them. And Africa too, because they're already taking hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin for other
exactly.
shit,
That was the big thing, right? Is
Yeah.
it like hydrochloroquine was like it's like aspirin there because you
Yeah.
don't want to get malaria and die.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, I'd encourage you guys to go listen to it. It's really long, and a lot of the episode is him like, is this guest like, kind of like, not fighting with, but like trying to get Jamie to pull certain things up. But
I
like,
know, I
they
hate
can't
that shit,
find
dude.
it, right?
Yeah.
He's like, no, go to my Twitter and type in funding research. Blah 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 blah, and he's like, "Oh wait, no, go." And then, like, as a listening experience, like in the car, you're like, "Oh my god, this is fucking terrible."
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good info in there too, and he's doing the Lord's work, so it's worth a listen.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, because I mean, there was Tanzania. Tanzania is still my favorite. Was the guy, you know, John his name was John Magufuli. That was his name.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and he was the one that tested the pawpaw for COVID, and it came up positive on the PCR.
Found it, yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, well,
it was like a goat too, right? He did a goat.
Yeah, this fruit got wrecked." By the coronavirus,
and he did it all with a smile on his face. He's like,
yeah,
look at
he
this
was
Asian."
great. Yeah, it was great. He had so much charisma, and he would just go on stage, and people would be like, he would just go up and do like 15 push-ups before his rallies, like on stage, and just get fired up. And he was like, "We're not shutting down anything." And John Magufuli died of a heart attack during that time.
Weird how that happens.
And Tony Blair was put in as like an interim guy, and you know Tony Blair, which like like the average like boomer who like loves this type of like CIA stuff, they're always just like sick. That's so Tony's great. You know, like Tony's gonna take care of that because that guy
people who watch Homeland.
Yeah, or or just like any of those shows where it's like Rob Lowe in a fire department or something, like Rob Lowe working Texas Fire or something. Like
it's like one of the bad guys from Home Alone 3 is the chief of police or whatever.
It's not the only fire happening right now. It's in my pants. There's fire in my pants right now.
I remember that early though in the COVID days, there were some badass documentaries with like weirdo scientists. There was this German guy, I can't remember his name, but he laid everything out about like why everything that we were doing was a bad idea. And then I remember there was like a sequel video where he was talking about why we shouldn't release a vaccine during Omicron, right? He's like, you don't release vaccines while it's proliferating, makes it mutate or whatever. And I remember in the second one, it was kind of weird because he had like this very bizarre, like his shirt was like open and he had like this weird necklace thing on. And I was like, what's with the bling, dude? Like what's going on? It had a weird kind of like S&M vibe to it. And I was like, I'm turned off by this. Or am I?
I know. And just like a lot of times, like people, I don't like need a documentary. Sometimes I'm like, it was kind of nice to just kind of like go with your gut and just be right. You know, like, and there obviously we had supplemental information and stuff, and a lot of that stuff was hidden, and that would just like strengthen your theory. But a lot of times it just felt good to just be like, nah, I don't think that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, what? Rob Lowe looks on the TV at you when you say that to your family.
Dude, I mean, you say that, but like the whole thing that I think made me like change the course of my entire life was I was working at this educational supply company, and my coworker, who I love, was showing me these Reddit videos of Chinese people like falling over. This was like the early stage, right? Where he's like, something's coming, dude. So, and I watched it and I was like, it's fucking gay, dude. Like, what are you talking about? And I think I just stubbornly never changed from that, where I was just like,
dude, if I lived in China, I would just fall over, dude. I would just be like, fuck this. Yeah. It looks like a stalker zone and shit. Like, fuck this.
Can we address the China shit?
Chinese people?
I'm saying like the based Twitter leftists that love China but never move there.
Dude, no GoFundMe's or anything. Yeah. Like GoFundMe's for everything except moving to China.
And it's okay. You guys probably, I've told the story in the pod before where I kind of lost a friend during COVID because they thought I was racist for saying that the virus came from a lab in China.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they admitted that to me later, and I was like, that's gay. I'm done. And anyway, so it's hurtful to me because I actually like Chinese history and reading old Chinese poems and Taoists, and I take the herbs from there every fucking day of my life, So it's not like a China sentiment, but really the Chinese government seems like the gayest thing. I'm just speaking for myself. It seems super fucking whack. I don't know. It doesn't even seem, even if you're a communist, it doesn't seem that like that would even scratch that itch. Really, I don't know.
No.
And so I don't know. I'm just ranting here, but like
I can't stand China.
What do you?
China's the worst,
dude. What
Chinese people too? I don't like them.
They eat plastic rice, bro. I mean, that's where we're at these days. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like their paper game, to be honest, though. Like the Chinese were 400 years ahead of Europeans in making paper. You know, all like the super thin Bible paper, that all comes from China because
I don't like that paper.
We don't know how to do that, though.
like-
That's
yeah,
a technology that we don't know.
I like my paper.
What?
I like my paper American and capitalist.
Kelby, go on. I want you to take the floor. How much do you hate Chinese people? No, just kidding.
Oh yeah, like on technological advancement on the paper thing and all that shit. It's like, why do we? Everything is in competition. Like recently with the AI shit.
Yeah,
it's like let them win. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, the communists, the building thing too. They'll be like, actually, did you know that? I think it was like somebody was. There's a viral clip of like Theo Von being. I love Theo Von, but he can be told anything. You know, like he could just be like, that's crazy. They could build buildings in China that are really big. Thanks for telling me that. And they're like, we can build 6 skyscrapers just on a whim. And I'm like, why? I've never looked at the country and said I need 6 skyscrapers right now.
Dude,
never, not once. Yeah. Like they just want to play Roller Coaster Tycoon on the most boring fucking landscape ever. Yeah. Like, no.
That's the thing with Japan. Wait, what was it? Was it one of you guys who posted something about like it wasn't Kowloon, but it was something, and then somebody came into my reply and was like, "You racist! You're posting pictures of Kowloon," and I was like, "Yeah, what's the difference? Who cares? It's all ching chong bullshit."
I don't even know what that is.
Kowloon, you don't know Kowloon Walled City?
No, I don't. I tell you, I don't. I like China. I like people start
you
talking.
You gotta Google that shit. It's crazy. They shut that shit.
He just hears ching ching chong.
Yeah. No, I just
hears.
Dude, I just not for me. It's just not for me. I'm always just like, first off, I'm in the Bay Area. I know what China is. I'm like,
one print.
Yeah, well, my landlord comes over, dude. Like it's just there's a lot of shit happening. I'm always like, dude, I get it. I don't like. Maybe you guys got kicked out. Maybe you're the lame ones, but like, I doubt it. I don't know. It's not for me. Like the history's fine, dude. Like the history's fine. Tonic herbs, all that stuff. But they're
Kung Fu, Jackie Chan. Yeah, that's all cool.
Yeah,
totally. I like Brad.
They hate that. China,
they do. They shut it down. Yeah, they did the Cultural Revolution.
That's their Robert E. Lee statue, dude. That's their Robert E. Lee statue.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like just no, not happening.
I love Brad Kelly's. Brad Kelly has an amazing quote where it's all this like crazy like Tron ass neon new Chinese city, which by the way is going to crumble in like 15 years anyway. But and it's like, isn't that so cool? Like Westerners are so jealous. Oh, it was when the new TikTok opened up and there was that like 10 days where people got to. And Brad Kelly's like, it's not my dream to be skittering around this like gay Tron hellscape, you know. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to be there either. It's not some
and
like utopia for me. Yeah.
No, and I just like I remember and anything you hear about, like I don't want war with them either. It's not like everybody always thinks you want to like go to war with China. I'm always like, I'm down to build a Great Wall of America actually, and just you guys have your wall, we got our wall. Just like I'm fine with that.
We can visit.
Like I'm down for a Great Wall of America. That would be sick. Like I
was in the Beijing airport one time. It was the worst airport experience of my life. It was crazy. Like I had to stand in this weird stairwell to get through customs because I was going to Korea. And so like I thought I was gonna miss my flight because that shit was moving slow as hell. And everybody was Chinese. It was fucking crazy, dude. But like so that's my entire experience of actually like being in China. But I was not a huge fan. Although there's parts of China that I think would be. I mean, it's a big country, you know.
Oh like, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
there's some stuff that Mongolians are cool as fuck. What else is in China? I would like to visit the Great Wall one day. Like,
it does look sick. Cool. Like I am a fan of that. Even if it doesn't work, I'm like, it's cool. Yeah, you know, like
I like the big Buddha. There's that big Buddha cool. in that one place.
I hear that the terracotta soldiers are fake. That's like a red pill. Some people, or that's like a conspiracy theory. Really? No, that it's like old. That they're just pumping that out to be like some. One thing about Chinese culture, it's funny, and you notice this with the Taoists, but also all over, is that they're like a very exaggerative people, you know, they're very like with linguistically they'll just pump shit up. And it's funny with the Taoist thing because they'll pump up like this. Yeah, if you eat this one herb, you'll live to be 200 years old instead of 150 and stuff. And then it's like something that you don't even care about, and you'll be like, okay. And it's like, wait, you learned how to levitate? And they're like, oh yeah, we don't care about that though. They don't have
water
actual
faster.
Cool
you can drink water faster. You drink it faster.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It's like they're actually doing crazy shit. And they're like, oh yeah, that's just a levitation thing. But over here they have a berry, and it's like, fuck off the berry, dude. You just levitated up that wall, like, and they're like, whatever, dude. Yeah, so
it's Chinese secret, dude. Yeah, but like I was because I don't want to. It gets me fired up when people really want to like turn this like what we have. I know everybody loves American decadence. Like I know everybody likes it. So like when I hear people talking about like, no, I want to live this like ascetic lifestyle, like just like China, what they think China is, and just like all my needs are met for me. If there is a deadly virus, my government keeps me in my house and takes care of me and
they weld you into your house.
Weld me into the house because I really want
for my own good.
Yeah, it's for my own good. Freedom is a psyop and stuff. Like I just it doesn't. No, none of that sounds good. And like you're lying to yourself.
For your die, bro. Yeah.
You're lying to yourself because I'm like, you grew up in the same country as me, and yes, are we perfect? Yes. No, we're not. I mean, like we for the most part, like domestically, there's a lot of cool stuff that happens when certain parties aren't, we're not sinking money into stupid shit all the time and importing all this labor and watering down what we have. But for the most part, I'm like, I think you're lying to yourself when you're like, oh, I wish I could just like move to China or something. I'm like, because they never do. They never do. Yeah, and I'm like, would they take you? What if they were like, oh God, are the leftists coming over? Fuck. They're like, damn it. Like, no.
It's the thing. Yeah, is it an immigration hub? It's crazy. And the other thing is the modern kind of migration stuff with the Donbass or I forget the name, not Donbass, that's the Ukraine shit, but the forest in Guatemala and Mexico where everyone comes through now, and there's been some like Brett Weinstein's gone down there, a couple of investigative journalists have gone down there, and it's like Chinese military pumping people through to America, and it's kind of like, what's going on there? Like, why is that a thing? Like, what's
they're such devious people. Like they're so sneaky and devious. Like
what's going on?
I'm just being for real. Like, and that's the one thing where I agree with Kelby 100% about the competition. Like, I have no interest in like out competing them in AI. That seems to be like the new thing. But I will say
they're good at it. DeepSeek is the best AI.
Yeah,
like everything America makes is
garbage.
Like I do think there's something to like if you just let it rock.
To talk to it.
Yeah, I do think that like if you just let it rock though, like I do think China would try to enslave I just think that's how they operate. Like
they're imperial. I mean, imperialist.
Imperial communism is like, I mean, it's a thing. So I don't really know, but I also think that the answer to that might just be to vibe out and just be American harder.
Yeah.
Because
don't turn into China. Don't let them psyop you into like being more like them. That's why I hate the tech bro shit. It seems like China. It seems like something Asia would be into. Like,
and then like I said, the picture, like I always reference it, but like people will just go like, you'll see a right-wing commentator and they'll be like, look at these Chinese kids. They have calculators and playing basketball at the same time. And they're all doing synchronous motion in PE class. And that is also math class. And in America, we learn about tranny surgeries all day at school. And those are the two countries. What are we doing? I'm like, what if we just like had regular school here and then let them do that? They suck at basketball. I'm literally better than them at basketball right now. So like, I don't need to practice that hard. Yeah.
What do you guys? Okay, what do you guys think about? Okay, Japan with the anime and everything. Like, what do you think? Okay, we talk China. I need that. Japan take. Bomb it.
Yeah. I hate Japan. I think their shit is great. I think the reason it's great is because we bombed them, and maybe we do it again, and they'll come out with some better.
So you want to refortify it with a new.
I like that it's just bomb, and then we wait, and we're like, nope. Bomb.
Hey, any day now. Yeah, any day now. I need season 32 of
Dragon
Happy
Ball
Girl
Z.
in school. Yeah,
Happy girl in school.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been too much soccer shit lately. I'm like, man,
yeah.
y'all had Godzilla, and now you're at Soccer Kid 4. Like, okay, let's drop another one. Nagasaki 2, this bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
It's the same cities again. Just it's like somebody finally like puts the cornerstone in. They're like,
yeah, no. Damn it. Yeah. Anytime I see people like, and China does this, and like we do this, I'm always like, can you not just go over there and make like content? You know what I mean? And like show me exactly your day as like a Chinese American person. And first off, I still like the stuff they're talking about. I don't really like, need it taken care of for me a lot of times. Like
because we can take anything. Like that's what's great is that we're a syncretic culture, so we can take anything that we like from that and adopt it. Like there's nothing stopping us from taking Rishi or reading about Taoism or studying it or learning how to levitate, which is real. Like all of that we can still do and live in California, Texas, wherever. Right?
I think it's like the that's what's funny with the Rishi or the herbs or whatever. It's like, yeah, they mastered it, but also the Americans are like, can I get the Rishi? But also I'm going to test it for lead because I don't want to get poisoned. And then that, like, we're literally making their shit better. You know, I think that's, at least for our,
just by being a little bit more bespoke. That's the whole thing. Is that like they don't care. The copyright shit bothers me too. I just don't like that they don't make anything new, right? Like they made a badass video game that should have won Game of the Year, that Wukong game, and it was because they leaned into Journey to the West, and it feels very Chinese, but that felt unique because so few things, and I don't know if it's because of trade or whatever, but I think it's just because like most of their shit is just like copying stuff that's already been made, but doing it cheaper. They're the masters at that. And you kind of like, maybe we should bomb them because like you kind of can't have that element. It's really stifling. Like when you're trying to innovate and make life better for everybody, and then you got somebody over here who's like, I did it for $2. It's like that's what they did with DeepSeek, right? They're like, OpenAI spent $100 million. We did it for $50 million. First of all, no, you didn't. Or if you did, you used slaves to do it. But like,
yeah, they lied about that for sure.
Yeah. But like, that whole like, I remember Whitney Webb used to say this all the time. She wasn't advocating for it, but she would be like, you know, the reason why we're getting ushered into this surveillance state that we're in right now is because the powers that be feel like if we don't compete with China, like if they don't have the same grip on us that China has on its citizens, we're at a disadvantage. And it's like, you can't compete with something like that. Like what you need to do is just, I mean, that might actually be a good use of USAID money, right? Like go over there and like show them South Park and make them feel stupid for being the way that they are.
Send us over there, dude. Just send me over there. Dude, I'll be non-violent.
I can take care of that.
I'm not doing anything wrong. I'll just I'll bring my mic and stuff like that, and we'll just talk. Because do they horse? They don't horse.
just walk around
down, bro. Remember that guy who like drank beers really fast?
Yeah, but it always looks oppressive. Like it always looks like there's like this somber look about those people that are like, I can drink fucking 10 of these like weird 7 Up, yeah, these like 7 Up beers that I'm drinking. And I'm always like, yeah, whatever.
Remember the Simpsons joke where it's like in the future and Bart or Lisa's like the president or Bart, you know, that whole thing, and they just storm into one of the meetings, and I think it's like older Bart or Homer, I forget. He's like, what happened? And it's just this global like UN style meeting, and they're like, what happened to you, China? You used to be cool. And then the guy's like, China's still cool. China's still cool. He's trying to like be cool.
Well, I constantly think about, and I've talked about this a long time ago on here, and I've come to realize like after like 3 weeks, nobody remembers if you said anything. So I feel like you can just play something off the set list. And but the Body Worlds exhibit, I just think about all the time with China, with like the dead people, and like it was in the museum, like the science museums, like it would tour the country, and it came out, and I remember thinking the whole time, like the big way they sold it to you on like the tour, you'd like press the button and the voice would speak to you like Jurassic Park and shit. Like, this is a dead guy. There's his penis. And then like, yeah, that's like how it would be. They're like, and he had cancer. Can't you see it? And you're like, oh, this is a great exhibit. And the people, I was just thinking, like, it came out after a while that, because I remember thinking, like, these people donated their body. All these people donated their body to science. Turns out it's not true. There were Chinese slaves that were just because like you can't like, but maybe Chinese slaves fucking love science.
Maybe
they're like roasting, like water chestnuts, like, and like bats on a fire after like a tough, like, There Will Be Blood Chinese version job, and like they're just like, I donate to sirens.
That's what happened to the anti-vax dad.
Most of my days out of the sun in a mine, getting all this, all these precious metals so that we could sell steel cheaper than Americans. I have no quality of life. I live in a cage, right? I have to put my knees up. But when I die, I really hope they tour my body around.
People are gonna point at my.
Dude, they had the guy playing basketball, and he was like doing an Allen Iverson like crossover, and he was like stripped of skin. I was like, what the fuck am I here for? Like, it was so scary.
Just like a dude, like a Chinese dude, like looking at his hog and being like, people need to see this when I'm dead. But it's like 3 inches. Right?
And what if the first idea was like, oh, the Congo, dude? And they'll be like, dude, that's going to freak everybody out. Don't. Dude.
No, dude. So, you guys
that's going to distract everybody. They're going to start wondering where we got them from.
They should change all the fetuses anyway to African fetuses.
Yeah, it's like a heated board meeting, like where the guy's like, "What about normal penises? What about am I crazy? Sir. What about a normal 3.5-inch penis?
It's like a cost benefit. It's cost benefit, like penis length to price of getting the bodies for free, or I'd say
yeah.
I took anatomy in college, and part of it, we had 2 cadavers that they kept in the cold room. Formaldehyde out and everything. And it was kind of a sick class, honestly. It was pretty hard, but it was cool, the cadaver part. And we had to dissect cats, and that was a whole thing. But then we had the 2 cadavers, and a male and a female, and the male one had a straight hog, dude. And it was like crazy because first of all, and then I'm in my head, I'm like, this is like a shriveled body too. This is not this dude at his best either. And I was like,
it's like a Johnsonville brat. You're like, that's not.
Dude, no, and it's funny, we were all, and you'd come in like a tiny group and observe and everything, and then we were leaving, and one dude was hanging back to like look, and then I look at him and I'm like, I know what you're doing, dude. I see what you. I was like, you're getting a second look.
Yeah. That guy's mouth is watering. He's like sweating profusely. I will say, like, if you did like, you look down and you're just like, damn, I got a fucking hammer down there, dude. I might flex for like upon death. I might donate my body to science to flex like forever. You know what I mean? Where like for 1,000 years, perhaps they might look at my dong and be like, damn, like that could be your lasting impact. So I do get that. But it
could also be that now you're trapped, right? Now you've entered into a devil's pact and you're cursed to be in this body, and guys are constantly putting you in their ass. And you have to just like sit there dead, like, no.
Or they're like, actually, with your body, we're going to demonstrate bottom surgery, and they just wink like upon death. And they immediately they just go like, this is a trans body, and damn, they're just the same except one thing.
How often did that happen? Do you guys know the stats on that? How many guys actually get?
I don't know.
How many of them are just dressing up, and how many?
I could ask any of our people in our thread, in our viral threads these days. We could get the numbers. Easily.
No, what are the numbers?
Because I feel similarly to Glenn about like, if you love it so much, move to China. Like I want to know how many of them are.
If you're so gay, cut your dick off.
Commit to the bit, dude. That's all I'm saying. Like,
it's tough. Commit to the bit. I don't know. I would guess a small percentage. I mean, it's
Mhm.
because that is a commit. It's a lot. It's
Has
a
to
lot.
be.
You gotta get. There's a lot of like. I feel like there's a lot of times where you're like, no, what the fuck? I'm not gonna do that, dude. Like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna wear my Party City wig, dude. I'm fine. Like, like, nah, dude. Dude. I'm gonna go on Reddit and say that I got it, and that's fine, you know. And then after a while, like, it's like you do like the kombucha girl gif, you know, like you're like. Yeah, but you know, I am tired of this thing right here. Like, you know, I am tired of it. Like, it's really I don't know, because I did see a very funny meme that was from a person that was like really trying to be mean, but the meme was funny, and it was a penis driving a car, and he was like how did that guy? What kind of guy would just cut me off like that? And then it's like a.
It was like the soy with the purple hair.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was incredible.
Yeah.
I love that.
Dude,
one.
those Wojaks are so unsettling. The face and just like, you know, it's so crazy, dude.
Well, because like there are people that will be like, you know, I don't like argue it that hard, but like you know, when people they trap you on like the why do you care? I go, I don't like care. I just haven't like if you ask me the question, I'll answer it. You know, like that's kind of like I don't sit around all day thinking about MTF surgery. But if you say, hey, that guy cut his dick off, I'll be like, gross. You know, like that's we're done after that though. But like I'm like nasty. What the fuck? You know, like that'll be my reaction.
And I'm sorry, you read the like it's really fucked up. The Reddit stories of like they do the inversion surgery, and it's like it's smelling down there. What am I? You know, is this normal? And it's like, dude, they lied to you at that point. They fucking lied to you. They can't. You know, like what are we doing? This is
It's really sad too because some of them are like, I want to kill myself now because the doctor told me it's just gonna be smelly forever, and it's like, well. And then, you know, this
is not 1970s gay shit. It's not. It's just not, dude. I'm sorry, dude. It's like it's just not. Dude.
Just like damn,
I would say, yeah, to all of them, like just keep it, and just be a girl anyway. Like that seems like the best option. I don't get going the full
because there is a subset of guys that are into that, right? There's like always going to be a market for that.
I don't know. Are there?
I mean. Just raising my hand.
Sorry,
Pimp C, dude. Sorry, Pimp.
I'll just set the record straight. Me and this dude both got dicks. We ain't cut none of them off.
I'm just saying, if you want to dress up like a girl, that's all fine. We respect each other as men.
Yeah.
But if you cut your dick off, that's fugazi.
It's a new.
It is fugazi. It might be the most fugazi thing you can do is cutting your penis off.
I think that's probably the peak of it, though. I think that even in. I might be wrong about this, but even in, you know how like libs like to go back to ancient cultures and be like, oh, look at the two spirits.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them chop their dicks off.
Dude, that'd be crazy if they did, though.
Yeah.
If they were like, all of a sudden you just hear these, like, you know, there's a big ceremony and you just hear, doom, 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 doom. and then they're like, the guy's like, quiet down.
Do you guys know my favorite? Go ahead.
What it was like the Temple of Doom, but instead of ripping the heart out, he just like tears the dude's dick off.
Yeah. Or it's they store it in like a pyramid.
And then they don't have to like lower him into the pit of lava. He just jumps in voluntarily.
Yeah. They store the penis in like a penis shaped pyramid that points south. And they're like, this is our cosmic nuclear plant. It's like Joseph Farrell science. And
penis Joseph Farrell is a good character. We should work on that.
He's the top hat and everything.
The top hat.
And you know, I like because I do think that like that would be crazy though if they were like, no, we all cut our dicks off if we felt that way back then. Like you just did it and you salved it out, dude. You just like, you know, we had this like elixir that we would pour on it directly after, and everyone would pray, and you would sit in like a tent for 3 days and then come out with a big old gash, you know.
I would be like, well, I guess I'm wrong. Then
I'll be like, well, then do it yourself then. Yeah. I'd be like, why do you need the doctors to do it? And
some methylene blue and fucking go for it.
No, and like to me there would be people, you know, it's not like this anymore, but I remember like, you know, back at like our old fan base, they'd be like, hey man, like, you know, I thought you were all about like bodily autonomy. And I'm like, dude, I don't even like chemotherapy. You think I think cutting your dick off is cool? Like, and like I'm like, come on, dude. Like, there's no one that's like, yeah, cutting. I don't think it's an ethical surgery at all. Like, slightly, like you cannot frame that as an ethical surgery. It's like this guy's gonna kill himself unless we cut his dick off, and the medical board is like, sweet, yeah, do it. Yeah, make sure we pump them full.
There are also people all over the streets of San Francisco and Portland who think that they're speaking directly to, saints and gods and like. So what do we have to do to make them feel like? Although I do think that a lot of them probably are. So maybe not the best metaphor, but yeah, obviously, like if you feel bad, I saw something recently where all these studies are coming out that are just proving things that we already know. It's like a study showed that not talking about your problems actually helps them go away. It's like, whoa.
I saw a clip that was Trump and was like, you know what cures depression? Working your ass off. Yeah. Work so hard that you don't have time to be depressed. I was like, shit, that's what I do.
It's probably true. Yeah, you have to constantly overwhelm yourself with something worldly to get stressed out about, so you don't eat yourself. That's like what happens all the time. That's why I have a million things happening all the time, like all the time. Because if I go like, I need a break, I'm always like, fuck this. I'm thinking about that.
Dude, we had a snow day. Yeah. We had a snow day yesterday, and I didn't know what to do. I'm gonna try to be better next snow day and actually like get shit done.
We got one right now today and tomorrow. We have one.
Yeah.
And it was actually kind of tight. I'm not gonna lie, we had fun.
See, for me, you and I are different in that respect because I don't know how to relax correctly. Like it's like 1:30, and I'm like, normally I would be out working, doing things, taking calls, whatever, and now I'm just here. And of course it's ridiculous because I'm surrounded by books and video games, and I could write if I wanted to, but it's just I have to learn how to, I need to learn how to be free, basically. Yeah. Like I don't know. I'm not there yet, but I'll get there.
It's tough, man. It is tough. You have to kind of oppress yourself a little bit. Like at times, like I just don't want the government to do it, but I'll do it to myself. Absolutely. You have to be kind of oppressive and just constantly, find a thing that you know is what you need to be doing, and then just like overwhelm yourself with it.
It's kind of like I'll beat off, but I don't want someone to break into my house and beat me off.
Yeah, I mean, have you considered trying that? Right? In China, they weld your door shut with a guy in there that beats you off all day.
Dude, what if? Okay, hang on. I'm getting an idea here.
That's like a crazy idea that would actually really work as a movie. It was two dudes in a room, and one of the guys was like, every 2 hours he has to beat you off. It's like a something.
It's like a stipend.
Yeah, it's just like James McAvoy, but it's really just him. It's really him in two personalities. Shyamalan twist. It's really just a guy beating off all day, but he thinks that's happening.
Okay, picture this. I'm changing the subject a little bit, but I don't want to let this thought slip by because
that one hit
call back to
home, huh?
Yeah, call back to like 5 minutes ago. What if you're about to get your surgery done, but you're like, I want it done in a special way. I want someone to beat me off, and right when I climax is when swoop and like
Lorraine.
What would that feel like? Is that a real thing?
That's what Lorraine Bobbitt did to her husband, the girl that cut her husband's dick off back in the day. Remember that big story?
Yeah.
So yeah, like you can't.
Would you feel like the phantom orgasm, like phantom pain? Would it be like some weird spiritual? It must be like there's got to be karmic. She was karmic echoes.
Cranking his shit. She was cranking his shit in bed. She was like, "Yeah, motherfucker," and then like and got it. And then she took it and just tossed it out the window. Like,
the craziest part is they found it and sewed it back on,
which is sick. Like that is such a dude's moment because like the women ones are like, all right, we'll find it when we get to it, and the dudes are like, we have to go find that penis. There's like a house on fire with children inside. They're like, we have to go find the penis like immediately. Yeah, what would you do if it was your cock? What would you do?
There was this book.
You took an oath.
Called The Offspring by Jack Ketchum, and it haunts me to this day. Like when I was in high school, I went through a big Stephen King phase, and Jack Ketchum was like, he's kind of like the darker, edgier Stephen King, right? He did like The Girl Next Door, which is like torture porn, where it's like this nice suburban family that has a woman in their basement that they rape and torture all day. But The Offspring was about this group of campers that finds like a kind of like a Neolithic race of people somewhere, maybe China, probably China. And they basically, the individual characters all like get mutilated and captured or whatever. But there's a scene where this woman is in like one of these cavemen's caves and she needs to escape. So she's like, okay, I'll suck his dick and that'll get me out of here. Right. So she does it. And I remember like she finish it, like she lets him finish before she cuts the dick off. This is what I was saying reminded me of.
That's fair.
And I remember that just like really disturbing me, and being like 14 or 15, I was like, why didn't she just like immediately bite that shit off? But I guess the idea is like he was so distracted by that
I get it, because you can't just like, you know, you can't just do it like 30 seconds in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
30 seconds in.
It's like if she introduces the teeth too early, you're like, hey,
Yeah, what I heard metal, you rustling around in a bag. What's happening? Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Knock it off.
Or like Gone Girl, Neil Patrick Harris. You know, that's the kind of same vibe with the throat.
Yeah.
God.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's probably what pussy feels like to Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah.
That's what he thinks it is.
That's why he doesn't have sex with women. That's why he doesn't have sex. That's why he doesn't have sex with women, dude.
Can you imagine, dude? Oh my god.
Yeah, tried it once. Yeah, it's terrible.
Felt like my throat was getting ripped out from that.
Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy.
That'd be crazy if you weren't gay, but you like dry heaved whenever you were fucking. But like you're not gay, but you think pussy's gross.
Yeah.
Secret third thing.
I feel like that's like a Howie Mandel like hypochondria thing. Like you really don't know, or like a biohacker. Like, well, I don't know what her pH level is. Like, I could be sticking into a vat of acid or something. This is horrible.
Well, it's kind of like the Superbad joke. You know, have you seen like a vagina by itself? Not for me. You know, it is interesting when you if purely objectively you're like, what is that? But then obviously, you know, when I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, they look fine. They look fine. It's like, we should have all been silent. We should have all been silent for like 30 minutes.
So the first pussy I ever saw was in 6th grade, and it was like,
nice, dude.
How old was she?
He was 11.
Yeah.
So my friend goes, hey, or it might have been 5th grade. My friend goes, hey, you ever seen a pussy? I was like, yeah. He said, you ain't seen no pussy. Look, this is what a pussy looks like. And he drew it on a piece of paper, just like a line, and a line, and another one. And then he goes, and sometimes it got like little hairs on it. And he started drawing. And I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
I had to tuck my shit into my belt.
Yeah. Hey, can I borrow that?
Yeah.
Pre-internet was the wild fucking.
Like you're on a World War II boat or something. You're like, let me get that picture you drew. That shit was sick.
I know you got it.
I tore that paper up that day.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The paper's like I gotta poop. That paper won't unfold. Yeah, what is happening? Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. That's like when you see now like the. You'll go on like X and it's a big thing of like the Abigail Shapiro like tier of like clueless women who are just like, there's just so much sexual energy out there, and the men, you know, and it's really a new thing that men are horny all the time. You just don't understand. It's like a new thing. They were all just monks back in the day, which they were horny too. Hate to break it to you, but they were these. I'm like, dude, you don't understand. Like before the internet, like dudes used to just stare at chicks and like whistle. Like they still do, just not white people anymore, but like they still do. But like back then, like you literally used to just like comment on chicks like legs and like grab them and stuff. And it's just like the like the porn addict guy that you think you're talking to, that guy doesn't ever talk to women. Like ever. Like you've never had a conversation with him. I guarantee you. Like
no, Glenn, and the whole the rough sex thing. And it's like men learn that from porn. It's like women do, dude.
No, we learned that from having sex with women, actually. Yeah,
exactly. You taught us. Yeah.
I don't enjoy stomping on your head, but you like
told us to do this. Yeah.
She decided to grab my throat, and I was like, "Oh,
I learned it from you."
Yeah, you want me to raid the house like a SWAT team and fucking, start? Like to me, I'm not wearing the werewolf costume. Just telling you, but yeah, it's like guys just like regular ass sex, like and It's this women, and they always say, "Oh, it's because women read smut." I'm like, no, they're freaks. They're weird. They're like weird spiders that and they get horny. They get horny the way spiders get hungry, and when it's time, it's time. And they're weird. And have you ever watched a spider eat? It's kind of intriguing, but it's also scary.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife will tell me that sometimes, like, that she's always like, damn, like you just out of nowhere, you can just like get a boner. You're just ready to go. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, nope. She's like, I'm wearing pajamas. And I'm like, yeah, but I saw like your boob move under the pajamas. And it was cool.
Oh man. That's
my Mac
it's like an XL t-shirt, and you just see
you just like see one kind of like moving like this.
Yeah, it's all it takes, dude. Just give me 6 inches of daylight.
Easy.
Yeah, it's all it takes. And I'm always like, I don't think it's just an inaccurate view of the world right now is when people like cry about stuff like that. I'm just like, no, that's men have always been this way. Women have always been this way. Yes, there are vehicles of new ways of like satisfying that, I guess, but I don't. There was no time where men just like even like intellectual, like especially like intellectual dudes like back in the day, they would like write a book and then just like crank hog. I bet like all day. I guarantee you.
Yeah, people were beaten back in the day for sure.
Hardcore.
There's a book, Kelby and I like it. It's about the Roman Colosseums.
Oh yeah.
I forget what it's called. It's like Blood and Sand or some shit.
Orgy of Death.
Orgy of Death, even better. And it's like this guy, he's like a historian, and he's like, what people don't realize about the gladiator days is that like the cheap seats, like back in the back of the Coliseum, everybody was beating their dicks.
Yeah.
For sure. Everybody was jacking it. Like they were watching naval battles be recreated, and people were fucking just.
I am Maximus, and the guy's just fucking cranking back there.
It's so like the Coliseum. Like people were dying because they'd be cranking hog and falling over.
Damn.
And like just breaking their neck in the Coliseum.
Get a good one, dude. Get a good one. It's like the gun in Men in Black when you like the little small one that knocks you backwards when you shoot it. But you crank so hard in the Coliseum, you like hit the wall. Because I was laughing because you brought up the Romans. I saw this like one like leftist like kind of like I'm a schizo left. I'm not like the other ones. I'm a schizo, man. Like those guys. Those are like the people that hate us more than anyone. And this guy he did like the 4-panel Vince McMahon meme where like Vince McMahon's like and then finally like freaking out like ascending. I don't remember what the first 3 panels were, but they were like kind of stuff that any conspiracy theorist would believe, right? Like CIA did this and so did this, COVID was a scam or whatever. And then the 4th one was Jesus Christ is a Roman psyop. And like that was the final one. Like, you guys ain't ready for this one. Like, this is the one when you're real. And I was like, that's the most Jewish thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I was like, that might be the final, like that might be the thing that's just a Jewish thing. Like, it's just like,
Jesus is like the most documented person in that time.
Yeah.
Like from third party sources outside of the Bible.
Yeah, he did content, dude.
He did. Yeah.
You had
content. Hey guys, it's Jesus here. He's got like something.
Just came out. Just hopped out of this rock. Yeah.
8 days later.
It was like,
real quick. It really helps when you like and subscribe. It really helps. I feel like that's such a lame youth pastor bit. Like, you know, like Jesus is an influencer. He does it too.
Turns the chair around. He's like, you know who always likes and subscribes?
Yeah. He dresses like Roger Klotz from Doug and stuff, and he's just like, you know what? Like, when he comes out of that, just picture him making content. When you watch YouTube, just remember the original YouTuber, the original one was Christ. But like they say, Roman button. And a Roman psyop, I'm like, that's a sick psyop then. Like you guys don't come up with anything cool because that rules.
Can we call this episode Fugazi?
Sure. Yeah. And
dude, I went to a Life Church recently. I just wanted to like check it. And you guys know Life Church? Do you have those?
That's everywhere. I thought that was like.
I think so. It sounds familiar.
It's kind of like.
And those are like mega churches, right?
Yeah. But I went there. I didn't go to a service, but I went there to like do work or whatever. And it's interesting. It's like a full business. It feels kind of weird when you go in there. They're like, "Do you want?"
Yeah.
I told them I was at the front desk. I was like, the most decals that I see are either Calvin peeing on Chevy, right? The Stick Figure Family or Life Church, and they were like, "Do you want one?" And I was like, "Fuck it, of course, yeah, I want one." And they gave me a free decal. But it's weird. It's like I was watching their like PowerPoint marquee go through, and it was just like, Sundays, working with the community, like that's all good, right? And then it's like Fridays, learning to connect. It was like there's something. I'm a mystical dude, right?
Right.
I connect with the Lord in like a very like it's got to feel deep and spiritual and personal, right?
Yeah.
But this kind of like PowerPoint, Google Calendar, like make time for the Lord thing, it feels weird to me. Like not evil and not bad, right? I mean, if that's what you got, that's what you got. But I don't think I could ever fuck with that. Like I was talking to my brother, he finally found God again, which is great. But like, he's like, yeah, I was looking for a church to go to, and I thought maybe Orthodoxy was good. And I went to the Orthodox church, and I walked in, and it was dark and smoky. And like this old crone walked up to me and was like, what can I like some real like Elder Scrolls type shit, like, hello traveler, like how can I help you?
Smoking, yeah, just
and
waving.
He was like, I don't know, I got kind of freaked out and left, and I was like, I need to check out.
Yeah, where was that? Yeah, I was be like, wait, do you have the address?
That's fucking tight.
Yeah, no, and yeah, exactly. I'm always just like, dude, the idea that you have these like times where it's like I have to fit, all of the, Tuesday at 6 p.m. We're gonna worship or something like that. I'm like, nah, dude. The best part is when you just stop during the middle of a day and just go, "Oh, this is so tight.
Yeah,
this is God. This is so cool. Like I feel the presence of God, and this is so cool that if I do something wrong today, that I can get forgiveness. Because of the Roman psyop, Jesus Christ. Very very based. Yeah.
Unless you're one of these COVID people. I'm working on that. I want to be a better person, and I do know that kind of like the ultimate final boss of the forgiveness thing are the COVID people. That's gonna be tough though. That's gonna be real tough.
Maybe that's their role. Maybe that's their role in society. Right? You know what I mean? Like you think about all these people. It's like, how could this have existed? It was a test. It was a test for forgiveness. And I will say forgiveness, like there's a lot of people that go, I never forgive, dude. Fuck that. You know what they did. And I'm always like, well, forgiveness is for you, not them.
Yeah.
They don't even believe what in that thing. What you're doing. It's for you to not kill yourself over. Like, because you will harbor that. You will hurt yourself. Like with that.
That's big.
Hatred. Yeah.
I can't fuck with the current like MAGA thing. That's all like, no, not until they're all in prison. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. No, I know.
I'm about freedom, big dog.
No, and it's a big.
They're
like
allowed
a high,
to be retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah. People. It's like they're high off. It's like it's kind of like this. I don't think it's gonna last, and I want all the shit to happen. I want I like what's happening and everything, but it's I don't. Man, like, come on, we just get back to America, just like us having cookouts and shit, and just like clowning and like not worrying about.
I just want 2006, dude. Just 2006.
It's coming back.
Without the Iraq War. Without the Iraq War, we don't. You know.
Yeah. It feels like it's coming back. It really does. I think the next 4 years are going to be great. Barring any psyops. But yeah, I do think that. Maybe if I did have a New Year's resolution, it would be working through the COVID shit and forgiving people. Doesn't matter that they still think that they're right or that they're these kind of vile cesspool people, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, I feel like a huge win for me this year would be able to be like, you know what? God still loves you, and I forgive you.
Dude, I think I'm gonna go through Sai's replies and just say I forgive you to all of them.
Be a powerful exercise.
Dude, that might be my pig poop balls meme, dude. It's just I forgive you. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it now.
That'd be it's funny.
It's the most condescending thing you could ever do, but I actually mean it. Like,
yeah.
I forgive.
Yeah,
I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah.
Like, no, that's fine. Yeah, you can keep thinking that. You can keep thinking that. You can think whatever you want about me, but
I agree with Kelby. Kelby is often. I like how you.
Yeah, you want to bomb China. I know.
Yes, that's my number one. My number two is that I like how you're not afraid to say like this certain MAGA thing is gay and I don't like it, which I think is kind of important during this fervor of what's going on. It's like. It doesn't mean you're a libtard or whatever. I don't know. It's just kind of this weird thing that we caught ourselves into, and it's you know, that we're all in lockstep now. No, that's what libs do. That's not what we do.
Yeah.
You know, that's not.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
About
dissent.
both of
I
you.
mean, like
Really.
disagreement, and like kind of dissent. It shows sentience, you know. Like, and that was the thing I noticed was gone from like all that whole side was like, oh, you guys truly are NPC, and like you're not allowed to even critique from within.
Yeah.
It's important to maintain, especially in this podcast sphere, to just put the America back in MAGA, the way we brought Christ back to Christmas.
That's true.
It's like,
which he did return.
All the conservatives that want to be like, I don't know, go acting like libtards. It's like, I don't care. I voted for Trump. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's
you're acting like a woman.
Yeah, like what do you know? The thing is, like, there's a big LARP element. There's a big like LARP kind of like RPG element to the stuff they're talking about. I'm like, really, you're gonna run prison camp? Like, you're gonna do it? You know, like you're gonna like you're gonna run these camps? Like, you're gonna do that? Okay, or would you rather just horse around with us and fuck around?
It's like the dirtbag saying, like, we're gonna inject you in your sleep. Like, really, you're gonna do that? The guy that's
I actually believe them. I believe they would sign up if it was a thing. I do believe that.
Yeah,
like I do. I not all of them, but I think some of them would be like, that's a sick ass job. I would love that.
Which is why the power of horsing has to maintain its truth and power. We have to keep horsing, because I do think that you know, we have small podcasts, but we're part of like this ecosystem of fucking around that I think had a small part in why everything's so cool now.
Yeah,
non-zero impact. It's quite clear, like, you know, and there was, even if people didn't actually press play, like there was an energy released that something was there. There was a heartbeat. There was like people looking at a radar where like nothing's happened for years, and they're like, boop, and you're like, oh,
it's like a little horse head.
Yeah.
The thing about
that's
like
sick. Really a sick picture.
I've noticed the same thing with us being in the book world for so long, and now with us being in the podcast world for a bit, is like, if there's certain people, like I do believe, I used to make fun of Dennis Cooper's indie lit reading list or whatever, and be like, he didn't read all that shit, whatever. Nah, I think big people pay attention to the really small shit.
Sure.
So it's not about like, so it trickles out that way.
Yeah,
we absolutely are the reason shit is like people are reading now.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, people know what Berserk is. People like, that's because of everything is Rare Candy and Agitator and Perfume Nationalist, like 100%.
Yeah. There's something there. There's something there.
It's like what Jack says about Camila Paglia, and he's like, let's be clear, none of you guys, he does it in his Jack way, which is really funny, but he's like, none of you guys you're only talking about this because of my podcast and Red Scare. That's it. Like, that's the only reason
I knew. Yeah.
And it's like, it's true. It's like, no lies, you know?
Yeah. And it's just, you know, whatever. It's, you know, then it starts becoming an argument who gets credit for what. And it does suck to not get credit. Like today, it was really nice. I got really excited. It was just a slight mention of our show on Thaddeus Russell's Unregistered podcast.
Ooh, nice. I like that podcast.
I've never heard of this guy, but shout out Michael Weimer, I think is his name. He's on there. He's like part of the thing, I think. I don't know. But somebody sent me a clip that said, hey, they talk about you guys around 51. I was like, oh, fuck, is this going to be some like out of context like joke I made about like,
so there's this podcast with these two faggots.
Yeah, I found the gayest thing. Thaddeus, I found the gayest podcast of all time. You want to listen? Yeah, it's pure estrogen. And but no, they quoted something Anna said on our show about how BLM and all that stuff made black people not cool anymore. Where's the lie? And he said, but she said it. He said, and it was on an episode of the Rare Candy podcast. I was like, thank you. It's her take. It's something she said, so it doesn't really matter. But he went out of his way to mention that, and I was like, that is like the nicest thing somebody's done. Like, that doesn't really know us or anything, and it doesn't like have a vested interest in us. I was so nice, you know. Like, so I was just like, that was cool. And I mean, here's to another year of that, I'll say, but you know, and another and many more. So, guys, you know, I think this will be the perfect time to introduce Kelby's story. So, Kelby, chicken and waffles. I mean, I came to you because I was like, I want to read a story from here. You pick one, and then you pick the first one. I feel like, though, you didn't just pick the first one because it was the first one. Maybe you did, but tell me about it.
Well, it's also the first one because I'm a big believer in opening bars.
Sure.
And
Rap.
I'm just
Yeah, it is. And I, as reading it, I was the thing with you, and you've said this about perhaps having your books translated, is you wouldn't care so much about language but rhythm, and I was kind of like, I have to get the rhythm correct when I read this, because if you say something, like, you can say the sentence as it's written, but there is like a weird rhythm you have to find in it. And I hadn't, since you had said that, I hadn't read your work, and then I was like, oh, that's exactly what it is. So yeah, just talk about the story, 'cause it's a very heartfelt story mixed with juggalo cannibalism.
I mean, yeah, I'm a dad,
Yes.
so I
Girl
gotta,
dad. Girl dad, dude.
I am a girl dad. I'm a girl dad and a boy dad, but yeah, it's
They them dad, dude. Yeah.
I'm a they. Nah,
They are them. That is technically them. Is your kids. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, the kids,
They
the
are them.
boys, and the
Yeah.
girls. Yeah.
Yes.
that are taught that blue is for boys. And
Yep.
Oh
right.
yeah.
Nah, it's about a juggalo who is really into bath salts.
Mhm.
Takes place in the bath salts era of like 2012, and another time period. I just wanted to I don't usually timestamp stories and shit, but I was like, this is a banger when he's like, it's 2012 and the world is ending anyways.
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm cooking with grease.
Yeah, and it's right before the because it's a story of two halves. It's divided in half, and if I'm remembering correctly, that line is like right before the halfway point too.
Yeah, when it all goes to shit, because it's just about like sort of the refrain throughout the story is what he and his girl are gonna name their unborn daughter.
Yeah,
and he's this juggalo who's really into bath salts, and he's trying to figure out like, so some of the it's like his juggalo roommate is clapping cheeks with this bitch at the bar, and he's like, Isabella, that might be a good name.
Mhm.
And he's like, bro, shut up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bust in here. And then he's like reading off packets, like the names of the different bath salts, and it's like, oh, maybe this, maybe that. And I don't know. I don't put a lot of thought into anything. It's
Based.
just yeah.
First idea, best idea.
First idea, best idea. It's the most potent, I think. I don't see that as like a cop out, like, I don't know, it's whatever it means. It's like,
yeah,
the most potent shit just comes out when you don't really think about it.
Agreed. No, if you force a meaning into a story, it's usually ham-fisted. It's people can tell, and the story reads as effortless, I would say. If I were to say, like, you can tell there's somebody cared to write it, and like wrote it, but it was also, there's a freedom to it that's a lot of fun, because there's no boundaries that you set, and it crosses any boundaries the reader might set. It goes there, so it's really good. And like I said, I got to give a shout out to the producer, Nich Farrell. You guys might go, wow, audiobook producer. No, he produced. Like, there's music, and it's fun. It's fun as hell. So shout out to him. We will be releasing more of these. I'm gonna try to time them up when I have a lot of authors on the show who have short works. That we can do this so, David, do you have short stories? Do you have any short work?
He does. Yes, he does. He has like the best short stories.
Would love to have an exclusive if that's the case.
This Fugazi forgot that he had a whole ass short story collection.
Damn.
I did forget that. Yeah.
Damn.
One of his stories is a movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, we do have some more coming up. Gonna try to make it a thing, and then probably release it kind of like an album on Spotify or something. It could be quite fun. So guys, check it out. It's at the end of this, and we will upload it to our YouTube channel. And we do have some art coming from I forgot to ask his name. Discord name versus real name, I don't know if they want to use, but his name is Strang in our Discord, and he draws. And I haven't even shown Kelby what he's been drawing yet, but it's pretty cool. So we on that note, guys, everybody have a safe week. Listen to the rest of the story, and we'll catch you guys next time. These guys will be on soon again at some point.